Welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal. First, the top stories of the news. The President of the Republic receives a phone call from his German counterpart thanking him for his humanitarian move of granting pardon to Boualem Sansal. The fourth edition of the African Startups Conference is to be held on December the 6th, a major event likely to boost innovation in the continent. And pursuant to the guidelines of the President of the Republic, the National Airlines Company is endowed with a new aircraft likely to boost flights towards international destinations. Hello once again, and thanks for joining us. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Ahmed Jibin, received a phone call from his German opposite number, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, reiterating his thanks for his humanitarian move of granting pardon to Boualem Sansal. The two sides reviewed as well the sound relations binding the two countries and commended the mutual respect marking the Algerian-German relations. Earlier in the day, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received as well a message of thanks from President Frank-Walter Steinmeier for this humanitarian move of granting pardon to Boualem Sansal, according to a statement released by the Presidency of the Republic, which indicated that the German President was delighted by this decision, the decision of President Tebboune, which reflects the equality of relations and the trust between Algeria and Germany. The Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud left Algiers at the end of a three-day official visit at the head of a high-level delegation. He was seen off at the Huwairbun International Airport by the Speaker of Parliament, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, the Minister of Hydrocarbons and Mines, the Higher Education Minister, in addition to the President Advisor in charge of diplomatic affairs. Sealed with diplomatic activity, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, received a special representative of the UN Secretary General and the head of the UN Support Mission in Libya, Hannah Titah. The two sides reviewed the latest developments in the region and the UN efforts to establish peace and security in Libya while preserving Libya's sovereignty and independence. Attaf reiterated Algeria's support to the UN efforts and updated Hannah Titah of the outcomes of the recent tripartite summit held here in Algiers by the three neighboring countries. Thanks to continuous effort in pharmaceutical production, Algeria is now emerging as a major player on the African continent. More insight on this topic with Bismafar.
Through years of commitment and expertise, Algeria stands today as a leading actor in the pharmaceutical industry across Africa. 1 in every 3 medicines consumed nationally is now produced in Algeria. As a symbol of this progress, Al Harrach solid dosage production unit of the Saidal Group, it has a production capacity of nearly 54 million units per year.
نقوم بإنتاج عدة أصناف دوائية.
We produce several types of medicines, tablets, capsules, and dry forms. We also have a unit dedicated to packaging anti-cancer drugs.
على فرع مخصص لتعبئة مواد الأدوية المضادة للسرطان.
لدينا عدة أنواع من الأدوية.
We manufacture different kinds of medicines, especially those used for chronic diseases like diabetes and allergies.
المرض السكري وكذلك الحساسية.
With highly qualified national expertise and a clear development strategy, Algeria is betting on its pharmaceutical potential. The goal is to achieve self-sufficiency on the local markets and to expand its presence on international ones.
Al Harrach unit strictly complies with international standards in the production of medicine.
حاليا عندنا
Several cooperation projects are being developed with Zimbabwe, Kenya, Libya, and other countries.
ليبيا وبعض الدول الأخرى.
A true showcase of national know-how, Al Harash unit stands today as a model of excellence. In Algeria's pharmaceutical industry, it continues to strive for higher performance and innovation.
In the same context, the African Interministerial Conference devoted to the local production of medicines and technologies will be held between the 27th and 29th of December under the high patronage of the President of the Republic, according to the Pharmaceutical Industry Minister, indicated during a press conference that this event would allow the participants to review ways and means of further boosting this sector in the continent. 15 countries will be represented by their health ministers. A press conference devoted to the fourth edition of African Startups Forum was held on Thursday here in Algiers. The event, themed Raising African Champions, will highlight the African pioneering startuppers and the rising ones via their success stories. To this effect, the Minister of Economy, Startup, Small-Sized Enterprises announced that the event will be held between the 6th and the 8th of December at the International Center of Conferences Abdel Frahal here in Algiers under the high patronage of the President of the Republic. And Algeria is mobilizing its tech ecosystem, hosting over 700 leaders and investors for the African Startup Conference. This is more than a summit. It is a national strategy to redefine the country as the continent's new technology powerhouse. Bismafar has more to say.
The African Startups Conference is scheduled to kick off in just a few weeks. This continental gathering aims to accelerate economic transformation. It will welcome more than 700 attendees from across Africa and the world. Algeria is firmly committed to making innovation a core economic pillar.
Le continent, parce qu'il permet vraiment de connecter les
It's a strategic moment for the continent because it really allows us to connect with different ecosystems of innovation in Africa. In a world where technology withdraws economies, this type of meeting offers young African entrepreneurs the opportunity to meet, to exchange ideas, to create partnerships, and above all, to make their voice heard internationally. It's a platform that brings together decision makers, young entrepreneurs, and investors to help diversify the economy of the African continent.
Algerian authorities are initiating multiple programs to foster the national ecosystem. Mechanisms are established to support young project leaders. These programs facilitate crucial access to finance and to wider markets.
I think startups are driving the new African economy. We are transforming traditional sector using AI automation and cloud technology. For example, in transport, digital systems like ours make operation more transparent and accountable, reducing leakage and improving service delivery. So startups bring creatively and local insight quality that help economies modernize faster than ever before.
Hosting this conference, Algeria decisively affirms its ambition. The nation aims to be a regional hub for entrepreneurship and innovation. The strategy centers on youth and technology.
Good news now. In line with the guidelines of the President of the Republic to promote air transport and increase the number of international flights, the Algerian Airlines company received a new aircraft. The reception ceremony of the new Airbus bearing the name of November 1954 was supervised by the Interior and Transport Minister. This move is likely to ensure better services and more flights, notably during the summer season and the resumption of social activity. You are still watching Canal Algérie, still to come in our news. Tension mounts in Morocco as citizens keep denouncing the worsening of living conditions, notably water shortages. Welcome back to our news. To the international news, as Morocco's water crisis deepens, frustration grows from families forced to drink unsafe water to children struggling to reach school. Many feel abandoned by a state more focused on politics than people's needs. Melissa Lila Balaman expounds.
These heartbreaking images show the misery of a man driven to drink contaminated water just to stay alive. They are not an isolated incident. They capture the depth of Morocco's deepening water crisis. While people struggle to find a single drop of clean water, the Makhzen remains focused on secondary concerns, neglecting the population's most basic needs.
We've been living with this problem for more than 4 years. It is disgraceful. Now we even fight with our own family just to get water first. There's barely any water in our village, not enough for everyone.
In many of Morocco's rural areas, getting an education is still a struggle. Broken, muddy roads make it even harder for children to reach their schools. Every morning, they walk long distances on foot, while others cling to the backs of passing trucks on nearly impassable tracks.
We're asking the authorities to provide transportation for our children. They suffer a lot, especially in winter. We need proper roads and transport. There's so much we lack here.
Today, political priorities appear to outweigh the social needs of ordinary Moroccans, deepening the feeling among the citizens that they have been abandoned, sacrificed for the Makhzen's growing closeness with the Zionist entity.
Still in the international arena, the Sahrawi people's fair cause is indeed voiced not only by its determined militants but by the international community as well, now aware of the injustice occurring in the occupied territories against people struggling to recover its homeland and liberty. Melissa Kabesh with the details.
The Sahrawi people's determination to gain back sovereignty over its territory is reflected through years of struggle and through the unwavering will of its activists. For many years, Sahrawi militant Aminatou Haidar, president of the Sahrawi Federation against the Moroccan occupier, showcased this steadfast commitment by highlighting that no one can represent the Sahrawi people when it comes to implementing its right to self-determination. The militant addressed the recent Security Council resolution and recalled that this legitimate right is indeed supported by UN resolutions.
Es mi tierra. Yo no tengo que salir.
This is my land. I will never abandon it. The Makhzen is moving towards another method of repression, reflected today by economic restrictions. For me, there is only one solution, one option, the independence and freedom of my people.
Con una sola solución, una sola opción, la independencia, la libertad de mi pueblo. Ni autonomía ni otra más.
This just cause has gained more ground worldwide over the years. As the international community stands firmly by its side, many humanitarian and political figures indicated that Western Sahara and Morocco are two separate territories. As affirmed by Pierre Galland, president of the Urcoco, there is no annexation plan that can erase this fundamental principle. The LSQA, for its part, suspended its activity in Western Sahara, underlining that no certification can be issued without complying with the established standards by the Sahrawi authorities. Similar actions have been witnessed in support of this fair cause, further voicing the Polisario Front's voice, allowing it to be heard across the globe in recognition of its people's right to self-determination.
To another story now at Riyadh. 2025 West is more than discarded material. It is a resource. The international exhibition highlights how innovation, technology and public support are transferring recycling into a driver of sustainable development across Africa. Coverage by Milad Hanin, taken up by Melissa Lila Balaman.
At the 9th Rivad, the International Exhibition on Waste Recovery and Valorization held at Safex, participants are breathing life into Lavoisier's timeless maxim: nothing is lost, nothing is created, everything is transformed. Here, innovation serves the environment, as waste is reinvented into a resource with real purpose.
Thanks to our app, individuals and businesses can dispose of their waste either by selling it to us or giving it for free. After weighing it, we collect and transport it to the recycling center.
Recycling actors are multiplying initiatives to advance a circular economy, supported by public authorities, who, for this edition, have placed Africa's resource recovery at the forefront.
This edition's slogan, Valuing Africa's Resources, reflects that the fair's commitments to sustainable development and fostering new African and international partnerships. Support from the Ministry of Commerce and other departments, including tax incentives, highlights the state's commitment to promoting investment in innovation and environmental initiatives.
A showcase of technology and ingenuity, the exhibition brought together startups and university clubs eager to present their projects.
Our club is a scientific club at USTHB. We developed a biodiesel prototype and an alternative fuel made from used oils. It emits fewer greenhouse gases, has properties similar to diesel, and can be used in diesel vehicles.
This edition marks a growing awareness, one that turns waste into wealth and positions recycling as a true engine of development.
Sports now. The national football team trounced Zimbabwe with 3-0 in a friendly game held in the Saudi city of Jeddah as part of its preparations for the upcoming African Cup of Nations final tournament. Algeria's goals were scored by Bunajah, Amoura and Hajjam. Thrilling goals indeed. We wish all the best for the national team in the upcoming competitions. With this, we come to the end of our news bulletin. Take care. Keep tuning to our channel programs. Bye-bye for now.